Starting an exercise program while on GLP-1 agonist medications can help enhance weight loss, improve metabolic health, and boost overall well-being. This is basically why we recommend it. And here are 10 tips I recommend to progress from a sedentary lifestyle up to an expert level fitness, whether you are on GLP-1 medications or not. My name is Dr. G, and I'm an internal medicine physician. I'm also a lifestyle modification coach and a patient education expert. And I see 350 plus lifestyle modification consults monthly, and almost every single one of the consults requires some level of guidance on how to start or maintain or improve their current exercise programs. And this is what I say. First thing I say is consult your doctor. I'm a little biased, but before starting any exercise program, especially on GLP-1 medications, you should consult your physician to ensure the plan aligns with your health status and your goals. There may be underlying conditions which require evaluation before you get active. And most times, patients are healthy enough to start a walking program, but as exertion exceeds towards a moderate to brisk regular walking routine, unknown underlying conditions may show up suddenly. And it's better to get ahead of any unwanted complications. So a visit to a trusted primary care physician like me makes a lot of sense. So if you're unaware of any underlying conditions and haven't been seen in the last 6 months to a year, that condition is not under control, it makes sense to make an appointment with your doc as soon as possible to make sure you're still well. Second thing I recommend is to start with walking. If you've been a couch potato for a bit or simply haven't done a lot of exercise for more than about 6 months, it's okay to begin with about 10 to 15 minutes of brisk walking daily. Gradually increasing that duration by 5 minutes each week until you reach about 30 to 45 minutes 5 times a week is pretty much the goal. And walking is low impact and excellent for beginners. It's also a great way to manage stress, and you can also meet others like your neighbors who may be on the same lifestyle modification journey you are on a daily basis. There are plenty of studies out there supporting excellent metabolic and cardiovascular benefits of walking. Here's a paper I found in the NIH, which concluded that the evidence overwhelmingly supports walking as a powerful anti-aging intervention that can reduce the risk of chronic age-related diseases such as cardiovascular disease, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, and some cancers. Walking also improves pain and function in the musculoskeletal disorders, promotes sleep and mental health, and increases resilience. That's pretty good just for walking. And a common question I get is, Doc, how many steps should I get in daily? And that has been studied as well. The benefits of walking start around about 6,000 steps a day, with most research supporting a goal between 8,000 to about 10,000 steps a day. Walking has the benefit of being free 99. What I'm trying to say is you don't have to pay for walking. So there's no financial commitment, and most folks can complete this kind of exercise without having to travel to another location, which I encounter often as a barrier to doing exercise when doing my lifestyle modification consults. I do recognize there are reasons why walking may not be possible for many folks, like the weather where you are in your part of the country, or you lack a safe place to walk. Circuit training type exercises at home is also a great option. The point is to do something and start at a low intensity and gradually increase the intensity as you go. So after seeing your doctor, go ahead and put on your favorite shoes and go for a nice walk and get active at home. The next thing I recommend when starting an exercise program is consistency and scheduling your consistency. One of the biggest keys to success or failure with making healthy lifestyle changes is consistency or the lack thereof. And many of us have every intention of being consistent with our exercise goals, as evidenced by the number of gym memberships they sell at the beginning or at the end of every year, with people intending to finally keep their New Year's resolution, only to join the more than 80% of people who end the year not having reached their fitness goals. As a matter of fact, in the US, the second Friday of January is known as National Quit Day. It's kind of sad, but it's true. And during my consultations, I stress aiming for as low as just 2 or 3 days a week to start. Once you build that habit, increase to 3 to 4, and finally end up at about 5 days of varied activities per week. And the best way to remain consistent is to choose specific protected time for exercise and blocking that out. And choose exercises you enjoy or are likely to enjoy, and don't overdo it right out of the gate, and keep excuses to an absolute minimum. The body and mind seek comfort. Remember that. Starting a lifestyle change will be uncomfortable, and unfortunately, the best and greatest benefits are on the other side of weeks, months, and sometimes many benefits take years to show up. So you have to stick with it to get to the best and most valuable benefits of exercise. A question I often get during consults is, what time of day is the best time for exercise? There is no optimal time of day. It's all about when you are most likely to be consistent and stick with it. Simply put, it's best when it fits you and your personal schedule. A study published in the NIH concluded that remaining consistent with your chosen time increases likelihood of maintaining your weight loss over time. Remember to incorporate strength training. Inactivity as we age usually results in about a loss of about 3 to 8% loss of muscle per decade, which then influences a reduction in the burn in calories at rest. It also causes an increase of fat at the same time. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a bad recipe, and one most of us would like to avoid if we could. Well, we can, really. Studies have shown that just 10 weeks of resistance training may increase lean weight by 3 pounds and increases metabolic rate by 7%. That results in reduced fat weight by about 4 pounds. Benefits of resistance training include improved physical performance. You get movement control, better walking speed, better functional independence, better cognitive abilities, and self-esteem. Not to mention improved control over common conditions like insulin resistance, diabetes, and hypertension. I usually recommend that after about 2 to 3 weeks of getting off the couch and started walking or circuit training or a cardio program, adding body weight exercises like squats, air squats, or push-ups, or resistance band workouts 2 days a week. After getting this down and it becomes easier to complete those sessions, I recommend adding weights. And it could be something as little or as low as 5 to 10 pounds and building up from there. And remember, don't overdo it from the beginning, from the start, because what you're looking for is consistency over a long period of time. So let your body get used to the resistance training, and you're going to find the benefits, and you're going to feel better about yourself as you go. So that's how I approach resistance training. Number 5, remember to hydrate and fuel properly. You should remember to appropriately hydrate, which is important in all situations as the body requires water as a resource to complete a ton of metabolic processes. But it also serves as a coolant of sorts to keep the body temperature optimal. So certain GLP-1 medications do a very good job of decreasing appetite, which may inadvertently decrease your water intake. So also, most people do not realize it, but GLP-1 medications themselves also has a tendency to cause increased urination by a process we call diuresis. And clearly, if the water is being lost in the urine is not replaced, patients can lose an excessive amount of water without really noticing it. This can show up as an intense thirst, or you can feel faint, you can feel just tired or excessively hot, confused, or in the worst case scenario, you can end up having something called acute renal failure. And water loss is exacerbated during exercise by sweating. So as you are exercising and sweating a lot, you're losing even more water. And sweat is typically produced to cool the body off, but if the fluids aren't replaced sufficiently, it can and will cause dehydration. It's also a good idea to keep an eye on your urine color. Lighter urine usually indicates a more hydrated status, and a darker urine usually indicates that you're a little bit more dehydrated. So hydration also plays a major role in recovery after exercise. So please ensure you stay hydrated prior to, during, and after exercise. Also remember to consume a proper amount of protein-rich meals to support muscle repair and energy needs for workouts. I talk a lot about your macronutrients, about having the proper amounts of calories in the right proportions in the macronutrients that are proteins, healthy fats, and carbohydrates. I typically recommend a protein intake of 1.4 or 5 grams per kilogram body weight. I have a Met calculator that you can use. It's going to be in the link below. Use that, and it even tells you how much of each one of the macros you should be taking when you do the calculations. Next is to track your progress. One of the most tedious parts of any lifestyle change, especially one that is targeted at some measure of weight loss or weight gain, is tracking your progress. And keeping track of calories is as much fun as watching paint dry. I know it's not fun, but it's necessary. And for some people, keeping track of their progress with exercise is just not fun at all. So, if you don't want to keep it for your calories, keeping it for your exercise is just as hard. Still, it is extremely important to note that how many reps you are doing of a particular exercise. And if you are doing resistance training, keeping track of the weight you are using during those reps is fundamental. It is probably the most accurate way to really know if you're getting stronger or experiencing an increase in endurance as time goes on and as your workouts go on. So it's also the best way to measure your effort. If from one day to the next your reps go down or up significantly, there may be an issue with how much effort you have been putting out on this exercise or the one from yesterday. So tracking your progress is a very good way to see what's going on. In my experience, the people who really do not like to track progress are those who end up being inconsistent with effort or don't like to see their numbers are not moving the direction they would like as a result of their inconsistent effort. In short, keeping track of your progress helps with self-accountability, which is a major barrier in many people's lifestyle modification journey. So on the other hand, visually seeing your progress in numbers can actually help keep you motivated. So please don't shy away from tracking your exercise. I recommend using a fitness app or journal or log workouts, distances, and improvements through fitness apps or journals. It's important and it'll keep you on track. The next tip is to mix it up. Make sure to add variety to your workouts. Once you're comfortable, try different activities like cycling and swimming or group fitness classes or whatever you'd like to try. Variety prevents boredom and challenges your body in new ways. You may never know what exercises you may or may not like until you give them a try. So besides hitting muscles in different ways during different exercises, will promote growth and added benefits of balance, overall strength training, overall strength, and maybe even a better looking body. And please don't underestimate the power of group workouts, which add an additional layer of motivation and competitiveness you may not get from your regular routine. Always be looking for different ways to challenge yourself, as it will keep exercise fresh and remove the monotony and improve chances you will stay with the plan of moving your body for as long as possible throughout your lifetime. Next tip, add in high-intensity interval training, also known as HIIT. High-intensity interval training exercises characterized by relatively short bursts of vigorous activity performed at a high relative workload, corresponding to about 75% of your maximal power, but always less than your maximal effort. And each single effort generally lasts from a few seconds to several minutes and dependent on exercise intensity, with multiple efforts split up by about a couple minutes or a few minutes of rest or exercises of less exertion. So that's how you do HIIT. And according to an article published in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health titled Evidence-Based Effects of High-Intensity Training on Exercise Capacity and Health, that's a mouthful, concluded there is considerable evidence has shown that interval training models can provide similar health and performance benefits as do moderate intensity continuous training exercises, despite less time commitment. So I recommend my patients who reach the intermediate stage of their exercise journey incorporate a HIIT workouts at least 1 to 2 times a week. And this is especially useful for those people who are short on time. And alternating between short bursts of intense activity and recovery periods for maximum calorie burn and cardiovascular improvement is an excellent approach to getting the most from HIIT in the shortest amount of time. And without getting too technical, an even more intense form of HIIT is something that's called sprint interval training, but requires maximum effort on each repetition of each run and is better served for more advanced level athletes or trainers or folks who are getting off the couch or your weekend warriors. So take it slow. Don't hurt yourself. The next thing I teach is to focus on recovery. Making sure that you recover between exercises is very important, and recovery plays an important role in exercise by allowing the body to repair and build healthy muscle tissue, suffering micro damage during workouts, leading to increased strength, and performance through a process called adaptation. And that's how muscles get bigger. Recovery not only allows for muscle repair, but also for energy replenishment, reduce inflammation, and overtraining prevention. Some of the components of recovery I stress during consultations are adding in rest days, maintaining proper nutrition, hydration, quality sleep of at least 7.5 hours daily, and active recovery days of light, less strenuous exercise like walking in between your heavier exercise days. And this allows your body to rest and recover with 1 to 2 days rest per week. And it's a really good idea to include stretching or foam rolling or yoga to enhance flexibility and reduce injury risk while you train. Last but not least, the fun part. When you get to expert level goals, setting an expert level goal is where the fun happens. This is where it gets really, really good. Once patients master all the beginner and moderate stages of their exercise journey, I begin to routinely offer bigger goals, advance, and try to aim for bigger things like 5K or a half marathon or a full marathon, or enter a fitness competition if you're really, really feeling yourself. So simply progressively lifting heavy weights can also be a goal, or mastering complex exercises or exercise movements. Don't forget to periodically assess and adjust your plan to stay challenged. When it comes to what you could possibly do with your fitness level, you are the only one that can set the limitation. And like I love to say, the goal is to get as healthy and as fit as possible to use your body for as long as you want and for whatever you want. And here's a final pro tip, an extra. Throughout your exercise journey, it is important to listen to your body. Celebrate your small victories and pair your exercise routine with ongoing lifestyle modifications to maximize your results, especially if you're using GLP-1 agonists. These are the things I routinely recommend to all my patients during my private lifestyle modification consults and more, and I hope it's been helpful for you wherever you are on your healthy lifestyle modification journey. So if you like the information in this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Believe it or not, it helps a ton. And I have a link to join my online lifestyle modification group in the description below. The group is for women, and you can get a free trial right now by clicking the link. And we're currently running a daily step challenge for the month of January. And let me tell you how competitive it has gotten. We've got 100% of the members reaching their goals for every single day so far this month. And that's amazing to me. And I also have a group Q&A session in the group on Zoom call. And we do that every other Thursday. And that's part of the group where I answer lifestyle modification questions of all kinds. So give it a try and you will love it, I'm sure. Stay healthy, stay informed, and I will see you soon.